Okay, so today we're gonna see one of those Joe Bigilla, Chef Joe Bigilla, Mediterranean cooking part 2. Today we're gonna do Bigilla. Now that sounds pretty weird, right, Bigilla, but I can give it a French name, but I mean they call it, quite frankly. You can call it fava beans pâté. But what the hell do the French know about Bigilla? So right now I'm just gonna introduce the only ingredients you need for this. First of all, the most important thing is fava beans. Get a can of fava beans, about that size. You're gonna need salt and pepper. You're gonna need vegetable oil, the ever important extra virgin olive oil, malt vinegar, fresh parsley, Italian parsley. Don't get the one that's all curly because it doesn't have the same flavor. Garlic, salt and pepper, and Tabasco. And of course you need the blender. So we'll come back in a sec and show you how to put it all together. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're gonna start the process. First of all, I opened the can. I'm sure you know how to open a can, so I don't need to show you how to do that. And we're gonna drain the liquid that it's in. Just get rid of it. Now you see it's fairly thick, it's brown, but that's okay, because what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put that in a sieve, like so, and we're gonna rinse it. It's better to use warm water because it'll do two things. It'll help soften it just a little bit more before you start chopping it down. And there we go, we're done. So we have, it's all drained, and now we're gonna throw it in the blender here, like so. And like so. And we're just gonna pulse it because I don't want it overly. There we go. So if you want to take a look at this and as closer as you can see how it's done, you want to chop it to about this consistency. Okay, you don't want it too mushy. So that's about the consistency that you want it at. Now, if you prefer it smoother, then you blend it that much longer. It's not going to hurt it one way or the other. And next thing we're going to do while it's in there, we're going to add the salt.
You need to stop.
Okay, so we left off when we just added a bit of salt. And now do a bit of pepper. Now the real secret to Mediterranean cook, as far as I'm concerned, is you throw away your teaspoons, your quarter teaspoons, your cups and everything else, because everything has to be done to your personal favorite, because there's no right and wrong way, it's only how you like it. So while I was doing that, I chopped up some garlic, and just to show you, very, very fine. I'll bring it close so that you can see it. Very, very fine, okay? Again, a matter of taste. For a big can like that, for a can, I generally use about 2 large cloves. Just throw it in there like so. All right? And now we're gonna do some vegetable oil. Notice me measuring that? That's how you measure it. And also the extra virgin olive oil. And the reason you want to do that, because if you use all olive oil, the flavor will be a bit overpowering. And get some malt vinegar. And again, note the measurement, because at the end of the day, it's a matter of taste. That's probably plenty for the way I like it. So we're going to take a break because I want to make sure we don't exceed 2 minutes, and we'll come right back. All right, so we left off by adding all those other ingredients. The only thing we hadn't done at this point in time is Tabasco. Now again, Tabasco is rather hot, but without it, you're not going to get the flavor. So you need a few dashes, not too many, probably like that much. Okay, and the other thing is, you take your parsley and you take all the stems off. You don't want to use any of the stems at all. And gather it up like this, make sure it's a nice bunch, see? Beautiful. And faithful scissors, and you just do like so. Perfect, look. And unlike some people I know, I don't use a measuring tape to cut them in specific pieces. It just goes, and away it goes. Anyway, and now, I'll put the blender back on, and here we go again. Done. Now, at this point in time, if I'm going to bring it to you so you can see, it'll kind of look like that. Now it looks like a pate, right? Good. And now, this is where the measuring spoon comes in. You do this. I think I need a little bit more vinegar and a little bit more garlic, so I'll add that next.
Start.
Okay, so you saw what happened there. Now all I'm going to do is use a spatula or a spoon, whatever you have, doesn't matter. You want to get it out of the blender and into a bowl. And there you have it. The Bigilla is ready. Now, in order for all the flavors to blend in nicely, what you need to do is cover it in plastic and stick it in the fridge. The good thing about this is it'll probably keep for a couple of weeks, no problem. So, and then take it and use it as you want. So you see how difficult that was?
Use it on the fresh bread.
Well, I'll show you that next in a separate little clip right after this. We'll see you then. Okay, so now you're going to take out as many slices as you want of that nice fresh bread that you made yesterday. See, it's quite nice. Took it out of the freezer, just thawed it out just a little bit. And get a small tomato. Again, if it's too firm, too hard, you got to treat it like you would children, you know, like you got to roll it like that, firm but gentle. Because you don't want it to burst under your hand, right? So you just firm but gently and roll it around like that, and what that does is gonna release the pulp that much better. Having done that, we'll take that nice, and we shall go like so. You'll take your bread and make sure it, look at that, see? You get it nice and rubbed all over the bread, like so. Bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Again, remember the measurements, it's to your taste. And of course, the extra virgin olive oil. So that you won't get it all over the place, you can just do this if you like. And now, the coup de grace. Put a bit of Bigilla on that, like so. And it worked. Here, Linda, I'll give you some just for your efforts. Enjoy. Bye. Okay, so there's two more things we can mention about this whole thing. If you don't have a food processor, no big deal. I'm sure you have one of these things. When you drain it, put it in a bowl, and you can mash it yourself as much as you can. However, it's going to take a little more elbow grease, but it'll work just as fine. The second thing is when you put it in the fridge, nice and covered, again, it's good to let it sit for a few hours before you start using it, because it gives us, as I say, all the flavors to blend in. But if you find it's drying out a bit, which it will as time goes on, like day 2 or 3 or whatever, you can just add equal parts of olive oil and vegetable oil, just enough of time, just mix it to your consistency, and you will not affect the flavor one bit, but it'll last that much longer. Again, enjoy.